Alright, so you're getting to the end of your fast start, and as time decreases, intensity increases. So what you want to start doing this final weekend of your fast start is you want to start getting, you have to be more immediate with your appointments, okay? You want to pretend that Monday, the end of your fast start, whenever your fast start ends, is it. Like you're ending your career at that point, and you want to maximize and get as high as possible by the end of your fast start. And whether you're at 1,000 right now or 10,000 right now, I'm going to teach you some things to get you those immediate appointments. Do not be satisfied with 2 or 3 appointments in a day, okay? A 3-appointment day, guys, if your appointments are taking you an hour and a half, means that you're doing a demo at 12, another one at 1:30, 2 o'clock, and then you're resting for 4 hours, and then you're doing another demo, at 7, okay? That is not a full day of work, all right? So you want to be looking at 5, 6, 7 demos or more your last weekend. I remember Michelle Parada doing 9 appointments in one day, as far as that goes. So you want to have that big day, but the way to get the big day is obviously do the phone day beforehand, but follow some of these techniques I'm going to be teaching you right now to get the immediate appointments. All right, so first tip to getting immediate appointments is, number 1, you got to do morning phone time, okay? If it is Saturday or Sunday, you do phone time a little bit later because people usually don't wake up at 6:30 or 6 o'clock on a Saturday or Sunday, but you got to be doing your phone time latest 8:30, 9 o'clock, all right? So to be getting your phone time in so you can catch people, okay? Again, once you start getting to 10, 11, 12, people have started their day. If you don't believe me, go to the supermarket on a Saturday at like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. It's packed, all right? So all those people means they were up at like 8 o'clock before they went shopping. So start early, all right? And then what you want to do is, I've told you about in the phone tips video, but you need to be using your urgency phrases, okay? Mrs. Jones, I was supposed to, in order to stay on track for my scholarship, I needed to do 5 appointments today. I've only got 4. Is there any way you can squeeze me in for today? Okay, so pretty simple. You just ask them. A great phrase to use is squeeze. All right, is there any way you could squeeze me in? When you say the phrase squeeze, what you're telling the customer with that one phrase is, hey, look, I know you're busy. I know you have things to do. I just need a little bit of your time, okay? And that's what the word squeeze tells them, all in one word. So is there any way you can squeeze me in later on at like 6 or would maybe 6:30 be better for you, okay? So if they know you have to do a certain amount, hey, Miss Jones, I needed to do 6 today. I've only got 5. That's why I'm calling you now. Is there any way you could squeeze me in later on today? All right, so that's one of the things that you can do. Another thing that you can do as far as getting appointments, either the same day or what's called leapfrogging. All right, so you do your demo. So let's say you have a demo at 11, you have another one at 1, and then your next one isn't until 5. All right, and you've got a big space there. What you do when you get the recommendations from the 1 o'clock appointment, you say, hey, Miss Jones, thanks for these 30 recommendations. I really appreciate it. However, I don't have another appointment till 5 o'clock, and I'm really looking to. I have to get at least 5 done today. I've only got 3. By the way, any of these people that you just wrote down, do you think any of them would be home right now? And you just might be able to give them a quick call, and that way I can explain it to them. And then if they want to see me now, I can shoot over there now. I don't know, but would you mind giving them a quick call for me? Okay? Most of the time the customers say, I want to call them first anyway, so you just have them give a quick call. If you need to, use some incentive. Hey, Mrs. Jones, you use some of your Cutco bucks or whatever. Hey, Mrs. Jones, here's the thing. What I can do, yeah, you bought that homemaker, you bought a studio set or whatever. Know your points, okay? That should have been explained in an earlier video, or you should know that from training. For every $100 they buy, you can give 20 points for free. So if they had a $100 order, you didn't give them anything for free, you could say, hey, Mrs. Jones, if you call 2 people from right now and you get me an appointment, I can give you a free table knife to try, or a free vegetable peeler, or I can get you that ice cream scoop that you wanted and add it to your order. Really? Okay. So if you need to, use some of those bonus points to get that extra appointment. For that one appointment, even if you have to buy the peeler, you can buy peelers from your manager for like $4 or $5. So that your return on investment is pretty good right there. So don't give them your peeler that you have right there because you need it for your next demo, but you can tag it onto their order or tell them, hey, Miss Jones, I'll bring it back to you tomorrow or whatever. Okay. So the point is that, hey, so Mr. Jones, can you get on the phone? Then when they get on the phone, now here's the thing: when you explain that to a customer and you get the customer to go and make the phone call for you, here's the thing: you don't want your customers ruining your recommendations, because they didn't go through Cutco training. And what they try to do is they try to sell the product to their friends over the phone. Okay, and so like you'll say, oh, Mr. Jones, so any of these people you think will be home right now? They're like, yeah, you know what? Susie, she's our neighbor. We give them a call. I don't know if they're home, but I'll give them a call, right? And then they get on the phone and they're like, hey, Susie, do you need knives? I got a kid here who's selling knives. Okay, and they're like, what? And they're really good knives. They cut a penny, all right? And they say weird, stupid stuff, and you're just sitting there like, ah. And then Susie's like, no, we don't need any knives, okay? I've never called anyone in the history of me making phone calls, and they said, oh yeah, I'm so glad you called. I happen to be needing knives right now, okay? So, so the point is, so you have to explain that to the customer before they make the phone call. So you get them to agree to make a couple of phone calls, and then when they get up, now I go, now Mrs. Jones, before you go, when you make the phone calls, by the way, here's the thing. You know, if I would have told you that I was going to show you a $900 set of knives today, would you even let me come over? Right? And she was like, probably not. I go, right, that's like telling them the end of the story before the end of the movie, before they see the movie. So here's the thing, Ms. Jones, I just need to do the appointment. Whether they buy, I don't care if they buy nothing. I just need the appointment. So when you get them on the phone, if you could just tell them that, you know, I'm a college student, and then you just tell them what you want them to say, okay? If you could tell them I'm a college student, I'm showing a product, I'm trying to get some business experience, that they don't have to buy anything, but I just need a little bit of their time. And I was here for a while, you know, today, but, you know, I could have got this done a lot faster, but we were just chit-chatting and everything in the beginning. By the way, Miss Jones, after you tell them I'm a nice person and whatnot, if you just want to pass the phone to me, I can explain to them exactly what I do, and then I can see if they want to set up an appointment. Okay? And I used to say all kinds of stuff. I used to be like, you could tell them that, you know, I go to Rutgers, I'm a nice guy, I'm really cute, I'm single, okay? And I'm tall, all right? If you tell them that, that'll be fine, right? And I've literally had customers say, yeah, I got this really cute guy here, he's a single guy, he's nice, he's a college student, Rutgers. They say whatever you tell them to say. But if you don't tell them to say anything, they're like, yeah, I got this kid here selling knives, do you need to buy knives? All right? And you don't get the appointment. So you want to leapfrog. I remember Asher Abraham, one of Joe Gianelli's reps, literally used to do 5 or 6 appointments a day, but what he would do is he would only set up one. He would set up one appointment in the morning, and he would just leapfrog the entire day. He would say, Mrs. Jones, you know, do you know any of your neighbors? I really need to do 5 appointments today. I've only got this one. Is there any way you can introduce me to the neighbors? And they would literally just walk him to the neighbor after he did a good demo, and he would get that neighbor to take him to another neighbor, just like his neighbor before did. So that was the way he did it. Now, you don't want to rely on it like that. Asher was really good at it, but that's a great way to fill in an empty spot, if you have an empty spot, or to get a last-minute demo. Maybe you have like a 7 o'clock and you want to do a 9 o'clock and you don't have any ones left. All right. Another thing you can do if you're doing phone time, when you're doing phone time, is you can do what's called double booking. All right. At this point, you've probably had a cancellation or somebody that's forgotten because you didn't firm up the demo properly, and then they weren't there. Then you're like, now hopefully you did the right thing and you got on the phone, you set up another appointment. But what our top reps do during push weeks and fast start is they will double book their appointments, okay? So they'll literally set up like 10 or 11 or 12 appointments for a day. Like they'll set up one for 6 in the afternoon, and then they'll have another one at 6:30, all right? So here's what happens. If you go to the 6 and they're not there, okay, you call the 6 and they're not there, you just go right to your 6:30. If they are there at 6, you call your 6:30 and try to move them later to 7 or something like that. Now, if they can't move them, or if you have a double book and a double book, then you just call the customer and say, hey, Mrs. Jones, I'm running really late. I'm probably not going to be able to get over to you. Can we set up again for tomorrow? I really apologize about it. Okay, and you set them up for another day. All right. So that way you're always double booked. Customers really don't care. They're not like, it's not like they're you know, oh, I really needed to see you today at this time. So they're helping you out for a presentation. Not like you're going over to set up their cable or fixing their internet. So so for them, it's okay to move it if you have another appointment to do. So a lot of times reps will double book appointments, and then if they don't have another one, they can just move it to later on. Hey, Miss Jones, I'm running late. They move it later, or they move it to the next day. depending on their schedule. So that way they guarantee themselves to get to 6 or 7 appointments or 8 appointments for the day. So, so those are some things you can do as far as scheduling. You know, the key is just do a lot of appointments. Sit down, cut up a lot of rope in front of people, and you will do fine. As you're starting to notice, you know, follow the basic principles that we taught you, and just get to work. All right. Have a great fast start.